Hi, and welcome to the show, podcast show. However, this way goes. This is a an exciting project for me. My name is Dan, and welcome to A Man and His Face. I hope that this space is a space for self acceptance and self confidence. It's about mental health. It's about resilience and redefining what it's meant to be seen. I have had facial scarring. You see here from my ear down to my face. Um, I have had facial scarring since I was 7 years old. I was involved in a road traffic accident and I have had to live with a large facial scar for most of my life. It took me a long time to have the courage to talk about it. It took me a long time to accept how I looked. And it took me a long time to be confident in the way that I look. I I never see people who have large facial scars on camera or on TV, commercials online. And it was something that I thought about for a long, long time. Over the past year or two, I've been notified of others in the space. I've seen charities such as My Face and Changing Faces UK who have just uh, blown me away in terms of publishing amazing content. Face Equality International is another platform which, it's just amazing to see so many folks who, whether it's facial scarring, port wine stains, burns, syndromes, it's just amazing to see so many people who go through the same thing. Now, I would be lying if I said that we all feel the same, because we don't. There are some of us who struggle more than others, whether it's accepting the way we look. Some are more vocal than others. Some are a lot more reserved than others. I personally, I'm a bit more reserved in nature, and doing this sort of thing is quite a scary and kind of, how do I say, it's taken me a lot of courage to do this because I'm not the sort of person who would happily talk on camera. But here we are, because after talking with a couple of people who work at MyFace, a couple of people individual, Rena Rosen in Chicago, who's doing amazing work with MyFace, as well as Andy in the UK, who's just set up his own podcast of Life with a Visible Difference. These people are inspiring me to use my voice to create content and interview people who, like myself, may not fit into society's mold of what is considered to look normal. Now, I myself, with facial scarring, have been judged since I was a young teenager up until now. I grew up playing tennis at an international level. I was very fortunate to travel the world. I was very fortunate to interact with people from other races, religions, gender identities, and national backgrounds. But one thing which I didn't really see very often and still don't really see much at all is people who have visible differences, whether it's scars on their face, port wine stains, cleft lips, whether it's different types of syndromes. Like, I still do not believe that we are represented enough. And facial scarring, on my personal experience, has always been something that's been called out. Like I said, I played tennis at an international level, and every match, once every few weeks, I'd be called names like Scarface, or, I wish I could give you another mark on your face, or you're ugly, or, how can you go out in public? Like, your face isn't trustworthy. I've been called a thug. I have been told at career fairs that I do not have a face for sales and that a corporate environment wouldn't be suitable for my presence. And that's with just my 6-inch scar along the side of my face. Now, mine is very visible. Others is maybe more visible. Others is less so visible, but it still affects us all mentally on a day-to-day basis. Some people deal with it better than others. I used to be horrible at dealing with comments. Now I've gotten much better. Some people are better than me. Some people aren't quite as, maybe you'd say, thick-skinned as myself. We are all on a sliding scale of differences. And I believe that using my voice and using my facial scar as a talking point hopefully will change that. My goal is to speak with multiple people. My lighting isn't great. My microphone might not be great. My camera might not be great, even though I'm looking at it right now, and maybe we'll move on to better things. But what I do know is that the community that I will be involved with and will talk with are all amazing. I personally have gained so much wisdom and just inspiration from people like Andy, Rena, folks at My Face, Changing Faces, Face Equality International, their Instagram accounts, their Facebook accounts, their blogs, their vlogs, their podcasts, their talks. They're all amazing people, and I hope to be one of those folks one day who can use their story, use this platform, and inspire others. So this journey is going to be interacting with people like them. I hope to talk, just one-on-one with the camera, like right now, which, I'm sure my confidence will get better, and talk about stories of resilience and what I've learned over the years dealing with such a visible marking to help me with growing resilience and grit, overcoming stereotypes, overcoming barriers. What I've learned traveling the world playing tennis and how I've had to deal with people, dealing with remarks, dealing with, most importantly, self-acceptance and self-confidence, which on the self-acceptance part, it's only till recent that I've really accepted that, I can't change this, and I want to use this, like many others, as a benefit to help other people. My life would have been drastically different. Maybe, it's hard to say, right? You can't go back and be like, my life would have been better or my life would have been worse. But I know deep down that if people like Rena or Andy or other folks who I could have looked up to at a younger age, and I know some of us are around similar ages, but if I had this platform to watch and listen to someone who had a facial difference, I would be maybe a lot more confident and not shy away from talking about it so much. So this platform is hopefully transforming some folks' lives. If I can help one person, then my job is done. Mental health and physically just loving yourself and being accepted of what you look like wherever you are in the world. Being different is amazing. Like, we are all born to stand out. And that's such a cliche things to say, but some of us find it extremely hard, but just basically on how we look. It is the advocates and the change makers who have encouraged me to share this story. And there are so many amazing people out there who I hope will share their story and will help others overcome maybe some self-doubt and self-confidence issues, whether it's, healing from social pressure, and most importantly, have a sense of belonging in a community where I have felt a real sense of belonging over the last few years. Being, visibly different isn't also about appearance. It's about identity. It's about how we see ourselves and how we've been seen by others. I've spent years navigating that gap, and I hope that this platform leads towards a change. I encourage everybody to listen to this. I encourage everyone to follow the podcasts. I encourage everyone to listen to these people, listen to myself, and to follow their stories. I hope you connect with the guests that will appear on this show. I hope you listen to other people's podcasts and YouTube shows of how they deal with it. We all deal with things in different ways. If I can learn a little bit off everybody else, then I'm learning a lot, right? So, my scar used to feel like a burden, but now I see it more of a calling and a conversation starter. So if you've ever felt different, whether it's facial scarring, cleft lip, port wine stain, birthmarks, if it's anything, which you might have been ashamed to talk about, I never thought I'd be talking to you about my face on camera like this. Please reach out. I'll attach a Google form in the description, and fill it out, and I will reach out, and I'd love to have you on. I'd love to hear your story. I'd love to hear how you deal with things, and I'd just love to see you share what you've learned about embracing the way that you look, and that others can learn from you as well. I'll be taking guests, sharing their stories, and there's power in being seen, and there's also power in being heard. So I'll leave a Google form in the description. I'll leave my email address as well. There'll also be a link to buy me a coffee if you feel like supporting the channel. I'm doing this out of pure love and passion, and it's going to take a lot to learn how to edit, to get people on, and to talk. Like I said, I am not the sort of person who is 100% comfortable talking on camera, but I'm doing this because I wish I had content like this when I was growing up. It's raw, it's authentic, and I hope that you come along for the ride. So yeah, like, subscribe, share with friends, and like I said, if you want to support the channel, there's a small buy me a coffee link in the bottom, and feel free to reach out anytime. Thank you very much, and take care.